Hey guys, what is up? I am the Sparrow123 and welcome to a review of Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2. Now, let's begin with the story. The story it takes place after the first game, which is Star Wars The Force Unleashed. We have a total new storyline, so you have Starkiller, who died in the last game. He comes back as a clone, or isn't a clone. It is quite confusing, but you'll know it once you progress into the game. And you're looking for Captain Juno Eclipse from the first game as well. And in the storyline, you have familiar characters like Darth Vader, Captain Juno Eclipse, and General Coda. They are all back in this game. There are two different endings, like the first game, light and dark side, so you can decide what you would do in the situation of Starkiller. And also we have the Andor DLC, which basically is the dark. If you choose a dark side version, you'll continue as this guy, and yeah, it is a pretty huge level, pretty fun level as well. Now for the gameplay, the positive thing about it, the force powers and combo attacks are all back. It is very cool that they are all back. The smooth gameplay, what I mean by that, it plays very easily. It is easy to handle, easy to control, so that is pretty awesome about a game if it is easy to handle. Also, we have cool objects and unlockables like the holocrons. They're all back from the first game, so we have some familiar faces going on. Also, we have two lightsabers. That is also very awesome. In the first game, we had one lightsaber, and now we have two, which makes the combo attacks and slashing the enemies even more cooler. Now, the negative thing is there can be invisible walls. Like I said in the previous game, you can jump on above a cliff and suddenly there's an invisible wall that you cannot see, obviously, and you fall down to your death. You have to start all over again. Well, they can be back in this game. Also, the game can slow down when it is too intensive. What I mean by that, if there are too many guys on the screen and you blow them all at the same time, well, then it may happen that your screen just drops a few frames. Now for the graphics are very nice. It is once again like you're in a movie, and it's even better than the first game. Look at that. That is pretty high detail right there. The negative thing about the graphics is the sound becomes unhearable. I had a time when I was looking at a cutscene, suddenly the sound went off, you couldn't hear anything anymore, you just read the subtitles, that was it, you saw the mouths moving, but no sound. Also, it can be a bit glitchy. What I mean by that, you can see sometimes some pixels on the screen, which can be annoying. My personal opinion, it is a very good game, very enjoyable. You feel like a true Jedi, and you have the familiar music from Star Wars. That is also very epic and awesome to play with the familiar music in the game. Now, the negative thing is the story is too short and there is a lack of storyline. What I mean by that is the storyline isn't that good. You look for Juno all the game, you find her eventually, and then the game just ends. Also, you have this fight in your mind, like, I am a clone, I'm not a clone, I'm a clone, I'm not a clone, I'm that is constantly going on. It is just not a good story, not at all. Believe it or not, it's not a good storyline. Now for the scores, I gave story a 5 out of 10, gameplay 8 out of 10, graphics 8 out of 10. So a grand total of 21 out of 30. If you're just playing this game because you wanna smash some stormtroopers and have an awesome game to play in with environments, awesome enemies to kill, this is a good game. If you're coming for a all-around good game with a good storyline and all, don't look for it. Then this is not a game for you. This is just my personal opinion. I think this game is a good game for gameplay. It is enjoyable for gameplay, but it is short and is a lack of storyline. Basically, if you bought this game in the beginning, it is basically sort of a rip-off. I am just glad I didn't buy it from the start. I bought it like for 20 euros or something like that, and I enjoyed it myself, but the storyline, no. The story wasn't fun at all, but don't take it from me, this is just my opinion, but if you are taking it from me, If you want a game with very good gameplay and graphics and some awesome slashing to do with stormtroopers, then this is your game. If you're looking for a good storyline, this is certainly not your game. So, hope to see you guys all for my next review. See you guys then.